Hey everyone, as you can see, I am in my new used Chevy Bolt. I wanted to do a kind of quick video on my first impressions of the car. This is maybe the third day that I'm driving this car, this particular car. I have driven a Bolt before. I rented one in Oregon last year, and I really liked it a lot, which is the reason why I picked it as my next car. The first thing that I really like about this car is one-pedal driving. When you shift this car into L or low mode, you can do one-pedal driving and basically come to a complete stop with just using the accelerator pedal. Now, when I first heard about one-pedal driving, I didn't really understand what the big deal was, but now that I have a long commute that's in stop-and-go traffic every day, I definitely get it. So instead of having to shift your foot back and forth between brake and pedal, you can just use one pedal, lift your foot off little by little, and it slows the car down. Again, it doesn't really seem like much, but it is more relaxing than having to shift your foot over or even driving with 2 feet. And also, when you're lifting your foot off the accelerator pedal, you are using regen, which, if you don't know, just means you're gaining energy as you're slowing down. So that's something that no gas car can do. Imagine if you had a gas car and as you lifted off the pedal, somehow magically you gained a little more gas every time. It'd be awesome, right? Well, that's what happens in every fully electric car that you have. The second thing that I really love about this car is the range. Today was the first day that I charged up to 100%, and this is what I came to see. And that is just freaking awesome. We'll see if I can get that actual number. This car, I got it with 45,000 miles on it. It's a 2017. It is currently 2020. And, you know, the battery is saying that I can still get that amount of range. That is awesome. In my Leaf, not to make this one much of a comparison video, but after 3 years, my Leaf lost close to 20% of the battery. And I think most of that is because there's no thermal management on that battery, and this car does have thermal management on the battery. So, you know, it could be that the owner took really good care of this car before me. But yeah, the range is awesome. Heated steering wheel is really nice. I live in Southern California. It doesn't get actually cold here. You know, to me, cold is like 40 degrees is like super cold. 50 degrees is pretty cold. So in the mornings, it's been nice to have a heated steering wheel and warm up my hands. I know any of you that live in an actual cold climate are rolling your eyes right now. I understand. The heated steering wheel is nice though. I also like the feel of the steering wheel, both the material, the leather, the size of it, and the heavier steering feel than what I'm used to. I think the way that your steering wheel and your steering feels is pretty important because that's your direct contact with the car. In this car, I have Apple CarPlay, or Android Auto. It's really nice to be able to have the main functions of your phone on a much bigger screen. I'm really enjoying being able to easily toggle between my navigation, my podcasts, and my music. The only little thing is I wish it was wireless. I guess in the 2021 Bolt, they're going to be getting wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Oh, and how can I forget? The acceleration in this car is awesome. Go! Whoa! Yes! Yes, more power. I believe the horsepower is twice as much as my Leaf, and you can really feel it. It's really funny, the tires that are on this car can't handle all the torque. So if you step on it, your wheels start spinning a little. But yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. The acceleration is fun. I've been on on-ramps, I'll floor it. It's actually been raining most of the time that I've had this car. So I haven't really wanted to step on it much, but in the few instances that I have been able to, it's a ton of fun. You know, in a lot of the research that I did about this car, a lot of people have complained about the seats, about them being uncomfortable. While they are narrow, I don't find them to be uncomfortable. I have a pretty skinny frame. I'm about 5'10", I weigh 155, and I'm on the thinner side. And just so you know, most days when I'm driving to work, I'm in the car for at least an hour both ways, sometimes an hour and a half. So that's been about the longest that I've driven in this car is an hour and a half so far. And yeah, it's pretty comfortable. The safety features are nice. Blind spot monitoring is really nice. I did not have that in my last car. Also, the front crash warning has come up once. But what happens is you get loud beeps and this red light flashing to warn you that, I guess, if you continue at the speed you're going to crash into something. So it was pretty handy. There was one point when I was test driving the car after I got the car from Carvana that a pedestrian decided to keep on walking even though the light had turned, and the car in front of me had to slam on their brakes, and the car let me know. So that was really handy. Whoa. Oh, hey, that's cool. Something that I know is going to come in handy that I really haven't used much is the mirror. This is the Premier package, so when you flip the mirror switch, it actually uses the rear camera, and you're seeing a projection on your rear view mirror. And that will be super helpful to me because I am a musician. I gig often, and a lot of times I have to fill up my car to the brim, and I can't see out of my back mirror. So that is going to help a ton, and I'm going to be able to see what's behind me even though my car is going to be completely full. Something that's, I think, going to come in handy in the future is this car has CCS, or is it CSS? Whatever. It has this plug. And I think that's going to come in handy because my Leaf used the CHAdeMO connector, and it seems like that is really the only car that uses that plug. Everyone else is going to the other standard, except for Tesla. And so I think that will hopefully future-proof this car. Things like Electrify America, most of their stations are this CCS standard. Another thing that I've noticed about this car is it's a lot quieter than my Leaf was. I'm not sure if it's the type of tires that are on it or the insulation of the car, but it's definitely quieter, and I really enjoyed it. It's much more relaxing. Where my elbows rest is really comfortable. I'm pretty sure that's going to be different for everyone depending on your body, but for me it's great. Also, the center armrest slides out, so if you want to put your elbows, like when I'm driving, if I have both hands on the wheel, it makes it very comfortable to be able to rest my elbows while I'm driving. So one problem that I have is my steering wheel blocks the speedometer and the compass. Now I have my seat positioned where I want it, and I have the steering wheel positioned where I want it, and that combination makes it so that I can't see how fast I'm going. So if I need to see, I need to glance down. It's not a big deal. It's kind of annoying. The stalks here, the turning and the windshield wiper, feel cheap. I don't know why that is. I guess they feel lighter or flimsier, something. They feel cheap. Super minor, who cares? Also, the way that the rear hatch shuts, the sound of it feels cheap. Who cares? It's really hard to, it's pretty hard to find something that I don't like about the car. The other thing is I wish this car had some sort of adaptive cruise control. It does have regular cruise control, which works totally fine. There's also a setting to tell you how far away the car is in front of you, but it doesn't adjust the speed. So, whatever, that's fine. This car has wireless charging for your phone. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the iPhone. And when you look at the list, it works with a handful of Android devices. So this must not be the Qi standard charging. I guess in 2017, or when they were planning this, obviously years earlier, the standard was probably up in the air and they went with not Qi. So it's kind of a bummer. I have this slot that's dedicated to the phone. I can put my phone in the slot still. It won't charge, but it's a little holder for my phone. And unfortunately, I haven't found a way to turn off the wireless charging yet, because I would also want to use this as a pocket for other stuff, but it's not good to put metal down there. And from what I know so far, the wireless charging is always on. So if you know how to turn that off, let me know if I haven't found it already. that'd be helpful. Thanks. So that's about it. That's my likes and dislikes for this car so far. Again, it's only really the third day that I've had this car. So if you guys are thinking about buying a used Bolt, this is a 2017, and you have questions, let me know. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.